Soldier of Christ reporting for duty. How's it going, everyone? Hope everyone's doing well and staying safe. So, this is actually, I guess, almost a part two. I titled the video differently, but it's almost a part two to one of my other videos because of what I'm going to talk about. But this is still very relevant even if you haven't seen the first video, so please stay tuned. What I wanted to talk about is essentially there was this video I posted a few months ago. It essentially spoke about how one of my old friends kind of like rejected me in the sense of he didn't want to hang out with me, and how it really hurt because I knew the dude since preschool. But sort of that rejection, it kind of hurts. But as Christians, we're supposed to be strong to be able to get through it. However, there was something that happened just the other day that is not quite the same, but it's a little bit similar. The other day, I was with my mother at the thrift store. We were looking for clothes, and she went to go look at the clothes for her section, and I went to go look at the clothes for my section. So we split up, and I was going down the aisles, just browsing the clothes and whatnot, and then I sort of turned the corner and went into another aisle, the last aisle. I was just walking through, and then someone said my name. They said Darius. And I at first, who could have said that? And I just kind of ignored it. But then the person said Darius again, and it's like, oh yeah, they are talking to me. And I kind of turned to it, and first I didn't recognize them, but then I recognized them a few seconds in. I'm like, oh, I know who you are. I didn't say that, but I recognized who they were. And the reason why I was so in the zone is because I was concentrating on trying to find the right clothes, because my mom wanted to actually leave pretty soon, so I didn't want to waste her time. So it was actually a girl I knew from high school. We started talking and whatnot, and it was obvious that I kind of just I didn't want to talk at the moment because I was just like so focused on gathering the clothes and ensuring that my mom and I were able to leave on time. But I could tell since I was sort of cutting the conversation short, it made it seem like I wasn't really invested in the conversation, and that I didn't really care to talk to her. However, that wasn't quite the case, and it was really unfortunate because it was by no intentions on my part, but I believe I did might have came across as disrespectful, as she would ask me questions and I would sort of give one or two word answers and stuff, and I was just kind of not giving any eye contact or not really facing her when I spoke. And of course it was very disrespectful because she was, even in high school, she was a really nice and sweet girl and whatnot. But despite that, I still acted the way I did. And that's something that us as Christians might need to understand. It's easy to look at someone and to sort of point out and say oh, here's where you struggle. Oh, this is where you went wrong. As far as it kind of hurt me when my one old friend, he kind of rejected me in the previous video I mentioned. But in this same circumstance, I sort of rejected the girl into being able to being able to speak with her and to actually talk to her. When we as Christians are able to sort of point out where other people are wrong, some of us do actually try might use it as a coping mechanism. But in reality, a lot of times we have the log so far wedged into our eye that it's so easy to see other people having their eyes lodged with trees instead of specks of sawdust. That's something that me myself included struggle with as far as being a Christian. It's easy to see where other people are going wrong. It's easy to see where other people are falling short. But then you look at yourself and yeah, it looks bad, and it might even be worse. But you're focusing on other people because so many people have this sort of self-righteous spirit in them, and it really affects how they think. And sort of when I cut the conversation short with her, it did seem sort of like rejection. And you see, sort of when I accuse my friend of doing me wrong as far as rejection, it's sort of in the same field of when I didn't really, talk to the girl as much. And it really just shows that it's easy to put into perspective, how other people are falling short and not ourselves. So something that us as Christians need to do is, we need to remember to sort of take the log out of our eyes, so then we can take the sawdust out. Because, you know, it's sort of like the log is kind of blinding us from ourselves, from being able to see, where we struggle. And when we're able to take it out, we're able to help our brother in taking, their speck of sawdust out. And really, another thing that we need to avoid is, being hypocrites in being in saying like, oh yeah, you struggled here, and yes, I might struggle here too, but you struggle here way worse. When it's a lot harder to try to help someone to change themselves when we can't even change ourselves. So I hope this video puts into perspective really how we as Christians need to remember that first we need to take the log out before we can sort of take the speck of sawdust out of our friend. So thank you so much for watching. For those that have been waiting, I'm sorry, I've still been working on my testimonial video. I hope to get that out pretty soon, but I'm trying to compile it in a way that makes it a little bit more coherent and something that doesn't seem too rushed. So I hope everyone has found this video helpful. If you're new here, please perhaps consider subscribing, maybe leaving a like or dislike. And yeah, that is all I have. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, Soldier of Christ, out.